Hey guys! Today I'm finally back with another do's and don'ts video, and this time I will talk about how to draw realistic hair step by step for beginners that are interested in learning how to draw hair more realistically or just want to improve their skills a little. For this tutorial I'm going to create 3 different styles: straight, wavy and short, so you guys have some variety in case you're interested in one of their hairstyles. The first huge don't that I notice a lot when it comes to drawing the hair is not only the hair itself, but the actual shape of the head. A lot of times we tend to only focus on the face shape and start drawing the hair immediately while completely neglecting the upper part of the head, which ends up being too flat. And this happened to me all the time before someone told me that and made me realize, oh, this is why my drawings look weird. So don't worry guys, it's about practicing and learning. The reason why that happens is that we not only forget about the head shape, which is usually higher on the top as we think, but also about the fact that hair has a certain thickness or volume. It means that the hair isn't just glued to the head, it slightly stands as every hair strand makes up a huge amount of hair or a group of hair. So when we try to draw hair, we have no volume of hair to work with, which makes it difficult to follow the flow of the hair as well. The hair doesn't just hang down, it follows the shape of the head, the shoulders, but also follows the flow of every part of the hair. If you, for example, have wavy hair, the different waves interact and curl into each other, some parts overlap each other, some parts are getting pushed back, and this goes for straight hair as well. If you have no volume and no proper flow of the hair, it's difficult to add any details and to make it look more realistic. Because then you don't know where to add shadows, highlights, and the texture of the hair is all over the place, and then the hair ends up looking rather random. So if you want to improve your hair drawing, I would suggest that you first start with the head shape. Keep in mind that the head is round on top, and we will still add some more height to it later when we draw the hair. But this is already an important step and you can still adjust everything later. Next, I will create a few guidelines for the hair by outlining the shape of the different parts or sections of the hair we want to draw. For example, if you want to draw a fringe or a curl, think about this part as a whole. Think about the shape of it, the volume, how it flows. Pay attention to the face shape like the round shape of the forehead and things like that. So basically, look at what the hair is doing before starting to draw it. And again, keep in mind that hair strands create a group of hair that has volume. Even if you draw short hair, they still fall into a section of hair that has volume and flows a certain way. So don't just draw the wave starting from the top and then going downwards as I showed you in the beginning, but really take time to look at the hairstyle you're going for. It's great to have a reference so you can just recreate the shape of the hair in the picture. For my reference, I used pictures of Emma Stone and Emma Watson because I really love their hairstyles. The next step is to think about the light. Where does it come from? You can even lightly outline the parts that will be lighter, as these are going to be the areas where the light hits the hair. As hair can lay all over the place, there can be tons of different highlights, so try to focus on the main big highlights. You can still add more later, so don't worry about that. And now it's time to add the shadows. What I like to do is I usually start from the roots and work my way down. So I begin by creating a few lines starting from the top of a hair section by following the flow of the hair. I press down the pencil while I start drawing the line, but once I reach the highlight area, I lift the pencil so the edge of the line gradually fades in. And then I do the same starting from the bottom of the hair strand I'm currently drawing. And then I go over these highlights and draw a few lines on top following the flow of the hair as well, just by connecting a few lines over this highlighted area. Even though this part is lighter as the light hits this area, there are still a few darker areas as they get less light. Another tip is draw the lines in one stroke and not back and forth, as this way you can really achieve the right flow of the hair and the hair will look like it's wrinkled or something. By the way, for the first layer of pencil strokes, I like to use a B pencil. Keep in mind that we don't have to draw every single hair. We just want to create an illusion of hair strands in this step. If you draw a fringe or just waves or curls in general, pay attention to the shape of the head and the curve, because when the hair bends, it creates highlights on top. And as I said earlier, hair consists not only of single hair strands, but also of small groups of hair. You need to keep in mind that these groups also overlap each other sometimes and cast shadows underneath. Some parts of the hair lay on top, some below and get less light, which makes them look darker. So if you pay attention to the guidelines you created earlier and your reference, you will see where you need to add more shadows and where to keep the areas lighter. But when you do all that, don't forget to follow the flow of the hair and be confident with your strokes. Don't think too much where you will place the line. Draw them quickly and lightly, but with confidence. Even if these lines will be out of place from time to time, they will still look 10 times better than wobbly lines at the right place. And this happens all the time to me whenever I start to worry about each line. Just go with the flow and don't think too much. And hair is not perfect anyway, so don't worry. Once you created the first layer of shadows and highlights, take a tissue paper and go over the hair to lightly blend everything in. This way we not only make the hair look more soft, but we also create the midtones of the hair, which are important if you want to make the hair look more realistic. And now it's time to deepen the shadows and create more texture by going over the areas again. Here I'm using a 3 and a 5B pencil to make the shadows darker. Don't forget to press down the pencil and then lift the pencil once you reach the area that you want to highlight. We still want to keep this area lighter and only add a few darker lines around it. As I said earlier, we don't need to draw every single hair on the head. It's enough to create an illusion. The key here again is having confident and steady strokes that follow the flow. Don't crisscross the lines or something like that, only if you want to add a few hair strands for details. And don't go back and forth while drawing the lines. Work on one part of the hair at a time and take your time. I find next to drawing eyes, drawing hair is really relaxing as well. Once you're happy with the desired result, you can take a tissue paper again and go over the hair again to soften it. And now it's time to add more highlights. For this step, I'm going to cut off a small piece of my eraser to create a sharp edge. Now you can use this eraser and erase a few small lines on top of the highlighted areas to create more details and more texture. You can even create single hair strands that are lighter this way. But don't overdo it. If you feel like you added too many highlights, you can go over the areas with a pencil and try it again. You can make the hair look as realistic as you want. If you want to make it more photorealistic, then you might need to spend a lot more time drawing the hair. But personally, I'm too lazy for that and I prefer simpler designs anyway. And there are tons of ways how to draw hair, so don't feel like you absolutely have to draw it like that. Just have fun practicing and enjoy the process. I just wanted to share some of my tips for this drawing style, so I really hope this tutorial helped you. Let me know in the comments below what else you would like to see in this drawing series, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and found it helpful. It would mean a lot to me. If you want to catch up on my other drawing videos that can help you as well, check out this playlist right here. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for weekly arts and crafts related videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day and I will see you next week. Bye!